Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Iowa Cattle. I do hope you're all doing very, very well and having a great day. So as you can see, winter is definitely setting in now. We have the first of our yearly snowfall arrived, and it's thankfully it's only been running for about an hour or so, but we haven't got any lying snow on the ground. Thankfully it's not sticking. It's only forecast to snow for the next hour or so, and then come 1 o'clock we've got a few hours of just heavy dark clouds above us. But then the snow does come back again from about, I think it's about 5 o'clock this evening, and it's due to set in then right the way through till early hours of the next morning. So there's a very strong likelihood that that snow is going to stick and pretty much blanket everywhere with what will probably be a very nice, pretty looking coat of snow. But it has given me a bit of food for thought in the way that I'm going to be approaching things over the next few months. Now, seed time is April next year for our corn and our beans. But what I don't want to do, like I said in the last episode, in real life anyway, and I'm trying to do things, you know, as close to reality as I can in a way within the confines of my bag of talent anyway. But snow does have a very high bacteria count. So I don't want to be running any kind of tillage in my fields while there is snowfall or while there is snow lying on the ground. I want to try and avoid that at all costs if I can, because I'd like my soil to be, in inverted commas, as healthy as possible. So whether that's going to make things more difficult for me, it probably is. Because we've got 3 months to get all of our fields cultivated. We have a nice seed bed. We need to spread some lime, which I'm likely going to be cracking on with that today. In fact, very shortly, we're going to hook up one of the tractors to the lime spreader and at least bring up the pH values of the soil. But it has given, like I say, it's given me food for thought in how I'm going to approach things, even down to the likes of the silage bunker that we've still got over there. Now we've got 800,000 litres of silage in there. That could take quite a while to empty and load up into our TMR machine. But again, I don't want to be doing that while it's snowing or while there's any kind of snowfall. I'm not sure if within the game there's an actual snow mask that sits on top of an open bunker of silage, whether it does or not, I can't actually remember. But for the purposes of trying to do things even remotely correctly, I don't want any snowfall landing on my silage, because that'll put bacteria into the silage, and then that'll contaminate the whole of the total mixed ration mix that we're going to be feeding to our cows, and then that'll trickle down and that'll potentially make my cows ill, won't it really? Now I know obviously, don't get me wrong, I know the game doesn't do that. That's me just making things more difficult for myself, I suppose, but I feel it's the right thing to do. I know there are a lot of actual farmers in real life out there who enjoy playing this game and who potentially watch some of these videos as well, so I feel like that would be the correct thing to do. So in order to keep our cows as healthy as possible, that's the approach I'm going to try and take. So we'll see how that goes. Whether I live to regret that or not, I don't know, because if it's going to be snowing on and off now for the next few months, I may end up with a whole load of work to do come the end of February into March time. A ton of work to do it and not enough time to do it. But we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. That's the way I'm going to try and do things anyway. See what happens. Now, onwards from that, we've like a few of you are aware, we've got, at the minute, it's about $500,000 worth, of dried corn over in the corn dryer, and we've still got about 700,000 litres of the stuff for the corn dryer to get drying. Now, I don't think I'm going to have the top selling time for dried corn is January, but I really don't think that corn dryer is going to get through it all by January. So the price does drop off into February. It does start to rise again into March, so I do need to be mindful of that. There's a lot of money's worth of dried corn in there, so maybe there will be times where I can afford to maybe just take the hit and sell it at a loss. January is the best time to sell it, so we're going to get as much of it sold there as possible. But the reality is, we are going to lose a few dollars here and there compared to best price. So we shall see how that goes. But for now, we're going to hook up the lime spreader. Here we are. We're going to get cracking in one of the fields, or maybe two of the fields actually. Now, one of the things I was thinking about moving on to the future, there you go, here's an example of it, is what I'm going to be spending that money on when we do come to selling the dry corn. And one thing I did consider was swapping out this tractor. It's a nice tractor. It is a good tractor. It's got more than enough power, this McCormick, but it's got the world's most woeful turning circle. It's really, really bad, and as I've been doing things with it over the last few episodes around the farm, it's just made me think there are better things out there, let's be honest. Aside from that, it's more than capable of doing just about everything I've thrown at it, but it's just the turning circle, and there are a few areas on this map, on this farm, sorry, that are a little bit tight. I've just realised the ground isn't very smooth around the bottom of this, where this lime tank sits. I'll have to do a bit of alterations for that. So yes, the consideration is I may consider swapping this out. It's currently worth around $280,000, I think, so it's still got some value in it. I may even be able to make some money from it, like I've done with a couple of bits and bobs throughout this series so far, just selling things and buying something that's equally as capable but that costs less money. So we shall see. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep my eye on things anyway, see what's available. Now, I did mention a couple of episodes ago as well that I'd like to replace this lime tank. I don't like where it sits at the minute on the farm, but I mistakenly thought that I could purchase lime over on the other side of the map there, towards the sell everything containers that I've got over there. But it seems you can't actually buy lime in that fashion from an auger spout, so I might have to keep that one on the farm where it is for now. At least while I'm getting these getting my fields limed anyway, and then maybe consider replacing it and putting it somewhere different anyway, because I think if I remember correctly, I just kind of plonked it down in a bit of a hurry when I put it down there, so I'd like to at least move it perhaps and put it somewhere a little bit more suitable. But anyway, so like I say, we're going to make a start in field 5 here, throwing a bit of lime on the ground, getting the pH values brought up to slightly better than what they are. Let's just jump out and have a quick look and see where they currently are on this patch of the field anyway. Oh, it's quite bad here, isn't it? 5.875 out of a needed 6.75. Right, okay. So yeah, I'd imagine it's going to be quite a thirsty task, possibly. I know there's a big chunk of this field that is silty clay, off towards that far side of the field there. There is a big patch that is silty clay, so that could take up quite a lot of lime. I think what I might do is also try and get field 17 done, the smaller of the fields in the distance over there. I think I might try and get both of those done now, spread with a bit of lime. Now, thinking on again into the future about when it comes to drilling time, I did obviously think about crop rotation. Soybeans being our cash crop, corn being a crop that we can afford. Obviously, I know a lot of it has gone into the dried corn machine as well, that we are going to be profiting from as well. But I would like to consider the option to run the forage harvesters in here as well, and possibly turn a bit of it for corn silage. So I need to keep most of my fields as corn if I can, and maybe just keep one of them for soybeans as an absolute definite cash crop. So I may well what used to be the soybean field over there just behind the trees, I may well turn that. I think I will be turning that to corn, and turning one of what used to be the cornfields into soybeans. So at least we'll be doing one element of crop rotation. But like I say, I need to keep most of my fields as corn, so there won't be much rotation in most of them, but at least I can try in one of them at least. But anyway, so there we go. I think now is the best time, and no faffing around. We need to crack on and get a bit of lime thrown on these two fields. We'll be, like I say, doing this one, field 5, and field 17 off into the distance. Make a good start on it at least anyway. So, let's get cracking. Right, 2 down, 3 to go. Good job, well done, if I don't say so myself. There you go. You can see a nice layer of lime on top of that field there. But now, as you can see, the temperatures are starting to rise a tiny, tiny little bit. We've got 3 degrees at the minute, and it's due to go up to about 6 or 7 degrees this afternoon. So I think that's the best we're going to be able to hope for throughout winter, looking at the forecast and the temperatures that we've got to come over the next few months. So, with that in mind, obviously, as you can see, the snow has stopped, and it hasn't stuck. It's not lying on the ground or anything like that. It's pretty much disappeared pretty well. So, with that in mind, I think it's going to be a good opportunity to jump in our big Massey and run a little bit of tillage in at least one of the fields that we've just worked in. So, yeah, at least get it done. This is a window of opportunity that I was looking at. So, yeah, time to get it done. Now, this is another little kind of snippet of realism that I was shown by one of the members on my Discord. Let me just try and concentrate on reversing this thing in without bashing into the door. And that's the ability to adjust the reversing speed. As you can see here now, I'm flat out on my accelerator, but I'm only topping out at 3 miles an hour. Now, this is something that I had no idea existed in the game. I know obviously it's to do with setting your cruise control speed, and I didn't appreciate this until it was a couple of weeks ago that I learnt this. But the ability to limit how fast you can go in reverse, and I think personally this is one of the biggest kind of touches that you can do to add realism onto your games. Now, I've watched the likes of Millennial Farmer, for example, real life farmer on YouTube, farming in Minnesota, and when you see him reversing and manoeuvring his vehicles in and out of his sheds, very rarely do you see him exceed anything over roughly, 3 or 4 miles an hour, give or take a bit. It's very slow, and I think that's relatively commonplace for farmers moving really big, expensive bits of equipment out of their shed. It's something that I've always found is really annoying in farming simulators. When you jump into a vehicle and you want to reverse somewhere, you can go up to whatever the maximum reversing speed of that vehicle is. So if I just hit reverse now in this, 6 miles an hour in this one it is, which is, I suppose it's not too fast, but still, I feel it is still a little bit too fast. The ability to reverse at maximum of about 3 miles an hour makes manoeuvring of the likes of header trailers, and any kind of trailer for that matter, really, really easier, and it's much easier to do, and you're less likely to tie yourself up in knots and have the trailer kind of wiggle around behind you when you're going too fast. It's something that's I just didn't know was there. So if any of you weren't aware of that, it's a case of when you hit reverse and start moving backwards, you want to essentially adjust your cruise control speed down to a speed that you feel is right for reversing, and it makes it so much better, in my personal opinion. It really does. So anyway, forgive me, I just thought I'd let you all know that in case any of you didn't know. It's a really, really decent little tip, quite frankly. But before we do jump into the fields and run the cultivator and run a bit of tillage, we've got about $20,000 worth of milk over in the cow barn at the minute, so I'm going to load up with that, and I also want to fill the breeding barn with a couple more bales of straw just to give them a little bit more bedding, because they're running low. It's about halfway roughly, so I think they could do with a little bit of topping up, so I think that would be a good idea. So I'm going to load up with this milk now, and I'll pick you up in a minute or two's time when we're over at the sell point. Get a bit more money into the bank, maybe just claw a few dollars back from what we've just spent on the lime there. We did spend a few dollars on lime, so yeah, we need to claw a bit back. But yeah, like I say, just top up with the milk that's currently in here, because we don't want to let it sit for too long. I know I did buy the big tanker for the truck, but and we will be utilising that when we get a bit more milk in here. But for now, I just want to get rid of what we've got. And actually thinking about it, I need to, having never actually done it before on here, I need to remind myself where the trigger is for the milk. So let me just bring up my triggers. Where are we? Zone markers and info triggers. Oh, there we go. It's right outside the door there. There we go, start filling. That should 15,336 litres, yeah, so that should take up most of the space in this tank. I think it's got a capacity of about 18,000 litres. There we go, brilliant stuff. Right, so I'll take this over to the sell point now. We'll get the money in, load up a couple of straw bales into the breeding barn, and we'll get on with a bit of tillage. Right, so let's sell this milk. Top up the bedding for these cows. And for the first time ever on this series, finally getting into this massey here and getting cracking on with a bit more field work.
Stressing, counting all my blessings. God, come get me out of this town. 'Cause every day I wake up wishing I could break up with the city light and construction sound. I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It was all I could do to get away. But now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dream. Oh, you got me cussing, yeah, I'm probably running, trying to get away from myself. Do I need a vacation, maybe medication? Do you think I need professional help? I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It's all I could do to get away. But now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dream. Don't give up, you're enough, kid. Keep your head up. If it's tough, you can bluff it. You'll figure it out. Got a bug, give me love, so I don't mess myself up with the drugs and the lover who isn't enough for me. Is it ever enough for me? I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It was all I could do to get away. But now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It was all I could do to get away. And now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dream.
There we go, and again, 2 down, 3 to go. I have just got field 17 run over with the cultivator here off camera after doing field 5 here, but really happy with that, and the window of opportunity I just had to take advantage of. If I just, let me just pull up here and turn this off for a second or two. But yeah, if I jump into the map PDA, first and foremost, there you can see field 5 and field 17, a lovely, beautiful seed bed texture now, ready to receive the seed in April time, which I'm very much looking forward to. The lime has obviously been brought up to a really, really good standard on both the fields. So now it's just a case of letting time do its thing, wait for planting time, planting season, and then we can get cracking with that. But yeah, 2 down, 3 to go, so I'm really happy with that progress so far. It's really nice to actually finally be able to jump in the big massey there with the landol and put it to work. It's been sat in the shed there for, it feels like forever, doesn't it, from my side of things anyway, because the since we've started the series we've only just seen it sitting in the shed. But it's a great tractor, it really is. It's a cracker. But yeah, if I also now jump into our menus and have a look at the weather that we've coming up, because like I said, I've just taken advantage of that time that we've got with no lying snow and no snowfall actually coming out of the sky. But from 9 o'clock tonight we've got an 8-hour stint of snow, right from 9 o'clock till 5 in the morning. So I've got a strong feeling that that might leave a good layer of lying snow on the ground, so that, and then yes, the sun does come out from 7 o'clock in the morning on December the 2nd, and we've got a little bit of a forecast through till 1 o'clock in the afternoon there that we can see, but it does say there December the 2nd that there is snow still forecast. So I've got to assume quite possibly that there could well be lying snow right the way through to December the 3rd, possibly. So we'll see how that goes, and then obviously as you can see there, January 1, 2 and 3, just snowfall throughout the whole thing. So hopefully we're going to have an opportunity at some point come maybe between now and January, but quite possibly not until February, maybe, to run the cultivator again in the final 3 fields. So we shall see, but I'm happy with the progress that we've made so far today anyway. Like I say, we've got 2 of them done, looking lovely. Like I said a couple of episodes ago, or it might have been the last episode, there is something really nice about ploughing a field, but there is also something really nice about leaving it with a beautiful level seedbed texture. It's quite satisfying, quite frankly. But for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, as always, I would be massively appreciative. And also on top of that, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates and you like the idea again of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link, which again will be in the video description below. Any help and support there also would be massively appreciated. So, thank you very much for your time again, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.